Hello everyone, just dropping in for a quick update on contract status of our players, the ones who are still out of contract for this season, and there's a couple who have just re-signed. So after the theme music, we'll take a look. Alright, so the big news at the moment is that Jarrod has re-signed for another 5 more years, keeping him at the Brisbane Lions until the end of 2029. He's currently 26 years of age and a couple of games shy of hitting his 150th game milestone. Now, interestingly, the language in the media has changed a bit. For a while, they were talking about, wow, the Lions have got a salary cap squeeze. Jarrod Berry's feeling around, having a look to see what else is out there. To suddenly, the language has become, well, Jarrod Berry could have had a look. He had the opportunity to look elsewhere, but he decided to stay. It's funny how they're trying to cover their asses now. But that's great news to have Bez on board. Pretty much, really, it's going to keep him alive for his whole entire career, you would think. And he's a great bloke to have around a club. Everyone loves him at the club. And from all reports, he's got a lot more leadership qualities than what we, the supporters, have probably given him credit for. And I absolutely, totally believe that he's having a career best season in 2024 as well. So excellent news. Well done to Jarrod Berry. But he's not the only bloke to sign on, as we're about to find out. So another guy who's definitely going to be a Lion for the rest of his football career, you'd think as well, given that he turns 30 this year and has just added an extra 3 years to the existing 1 year that was left on his current contract, is Charlie Cameron. He's played 140-odd games for the club now and kicked God knows how many goals. A lot. I'm sure someone will answer me in the comments with the exact number right up to the current day. I mean, these crap rumours that were going around that, he's looking at Carlton, he's looking at Freo, he's looking at going back to Adelaide, he's this, he's that. None of that was ever going to happen. Chuck loves it up there in Brisbane. He said so himself. He said, quite a bit about how much, not only does he love being there, he grew up there, he went to school there. His girlfriend, or his fiancée now that they're engaged, she's from there as well. He loves the club, he loves the fans. Why would he want to go anywhere else? He's still a chance of playing in a premiership with the Lions. And, he's got until 2028 at the very minimum to add that feather to his cap. And for us as the fans, can't wait to hear more and more and more and more and more and more and more renditions of Country Roads at the Gabba. Bloody great signing or extension. Love you, Chuck. You're a legend. So before I continue on, I'm just going to point out that at this stage, I won't comment on the contracts of recent mid-season draftees Luke Beacon and Darcy Craven. They've got 6-month contracts. We'll revisit that at the end of the season, see how they go, whether they play any games at a senior level or not. Will McLaughlin's got an 18-month contract, so that's not something we need to worry about right at this point in time. That gives you the rest of this season and all of next season as well. So the guy who is coming out of contract, young fella, Carter Michael. So, look, the guy's got a great deal of talent, and obviously he's a ripping fella as well, really well loved, but I don't feel as though he's going to be on the list next year. He's played the one senior game for 1 goal, but he's really been troubled by injuries for a really long time. He's missed a hell of a lot of footy at VFL level due to injuries, and as much as we'd love to keep every single player we've got on the list and pick him every week in the seniors, I don't see him being a senior player going forward, and we have a lot of depth players in their sort of small to mid-sized defender roles as well. So, unfortunately for Carter, I think this is probably it for him. Hopefully he can find himself a gig somewhere else. I guess that all depends on his injury status. So, yeah, I don't see him being on the list next year. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's football. It's a business, and that's how it is. All right, so next we have Jarrod Joyce, or the Irishman, as the commentators like to refer to him when he does get into senior team. Yeah, look, he's considered to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. I think we keep him. He's never going to be the best key defender on our list or that we've got. Obviously, we have a bloke called Harris Andrews who's the best key defender in the comp, and Jack Payne and Ryan Lester are obviously going to be in front of him. Tom Duday, Darcy Gardner will come back at some point next year. They'll be in front of him as well. But he's a great depth player, and if something does happen to one of those guys, knock on wood that it doesn't, he can come into the team and fill a role and do a good job. He was a bit rusty in his most recent return to the team, but when you play a lot of VFL, come to the AFL, and you're playing against top quality opposition, it's going to take you a little bit of time to find your feet. And I feel as though he did as the game went on. So, yeah, I think we keep Jarrod Joyce, even if it's a year-to-year contract situation. Either way, I would imagine he's happy up there as well. He's been playing good footy at VFL level and providing a lot of leadership and doing a bit of coaching as well on the side with the VFL youngsters. So, yeah, he's definitely one that I think we keep. Next man up is Dane Zorko, who I reckon will be winning the Best and Fairest this year, the Club Champion Award, the Merritt Murray Medal. I can't see the club ending his career when he's playing so well, filling any role that they give him, in particular the halfback role that he's done for the majority of the season after Kitty Coleman went down. Kitty will be back, so Zorks could go into a different sort of role, maybe be the sub most weeks next year. Play as a forward. I don't think he's going to get into that midfield now. He'll be 36 and at some point next season anyway. And, look, everybody's career has to end at some point. I just don't think Dane's is ending at the end of this year. I think he's got at least one more year. If he keeps playing the sort of footy he's played this year, maybe more. And, yeah, even though he's an unrestricted free agent, he's going nowhere. I don't think he would ever want to play anywhere else. And why would we move him on? That's all I've got to say about that. So he's staying. Next up is Jimmy Madden, another one of our Irishmen, plays down back. He can play on a wing or half forward as well. He's been known to kick a couple of bags here and there. Look, I think I could go either way with Jimmy. I'm happy to keep him on the list. I see no reason not to. But he may want to go searching for opportunities, or he may want to return to Ireland. I guess it's just one of those things where it's a 50-50 either way. I'd be sad to see him go because he does provide us a bit of depth if needed. But again, like with Carter Michael, we do have a lot of depth in that sort of halfback and running halfback sort of position as well. Noah Answorth was playing career best footy before getting injured for a few weeks this season. Brendan Starcevic, should I say, is back to his best. Plus Tom Duday will come back, Kadeen Coleman will come back. And we've got Luke Beacon now on the list as well. He's playing fantastic footy at VFL level and looks ready to go at senior level as well. So, yeah, look, if Jimmy wants to hang around, I say we give him another extension. If not, then, yeah, no hard feelings. You've been a good servant of the club for the time you've been here. So, yeah, move on to the next fellow. So next we have Jarrod Lyons. And again, a bloke who's been a great servant of the club since he's been on the list. Played some amazing footy in his first few years. Obviously, at senior level, he's slowing down a bit. And that's life. He's in his 30s. Look, at VFL level, he's been amazing. He's probably going to win our VFL Best and Fairest again for the second year in a row. Look, he's a good leader of the young fellas. He's plays fantastic footy. He's kicked a lot of goals as well as getting a lot of the ball. I would be happy to keep him on the list. He's provides great depth if Lachie Neale or Will Ashcroft or Josh Dunkley for some reason is unavailable. He can slot straight in. I wouldn't want to be using him as the sub. I think that's an insult to the sort of player that Lyons is. He is a player with a lot of ability. However, I would not take offence to it if he said that he wanted to find an opportunity elsewhere. And look, he's got a lot to offer another club for another 2 or 3 more years, a rebuilding club like a West Coast or a North Melbourne, even a Richmond. Big body, can get into the midfield, can get a lot of the ball, loves the snag. And yeah, as I said, clearly is a leader and can teach young up-and-coming players a lot about the game. The ball's totally in Jarrod's court. I like the guy. I don't think there's anyone who dislikes him anywhere, within supporter land. So, yeah, again, like a few of the others, could go either way. Happy for him to stay, but would be totally happy for him if he found an opportunity elsewhere to play regular AFL senior level football. So Jackson Pryor is an interesting one. I love him. He's one of my favourite players at the club, has been since the moment he walked in the door. Just love everything about him. He's got a great personality. He's clearly a good footballer. He's a pretty good user of the ball as well. Form at VFL level this season's been great. He played the one game at senior level, not so good. Again, as with Darragh Joyce, the thing is you come into the senior team after playing a heap of VFL football, and it takes you a while to find your feet. He got given the one opportunity, got subbed out. Didn't pan out for him. He's not a free agent, so I guess it's up to the club. They can re-sign him, or they can see if they can get a trade. He'd be a really good fit, I feel, at a club like West Coast. He could slot in down on a half-back flank or on a wing for them. He's from Western Australia. His dad played for the Eagles. He's got other ties to the club as well. West Perth boy originally. Won't hold that against him. Look, again, another guy. I'd be happy to keep him on the list. I love him. But if he was to return home to WA, be with family, or to find more opportunity with the Eagles, I couldn't see him slotting in at Freo. They're contending at the moment. Eagles are probably a better fit. Yeah, all power to him. Still going to love him. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments what you think and if you think we should keep him or not. I think he has a little bit of trade value. Could probably help us get some draft points for Levi Ashcroft as well and Sam Marshall. So, yep, again, it's a 50-50 for me. Happy to keep him. We'll be full of joy for him if he gets an opportunity elsewhere. I'm not sure I'm really comfortable, and I haven't got a graphic for him here, just because I'm not really comfortable commenting on the status of Kalen Lane at the moment, considering he's just ruptured his ACL and he's going to be out for about a year of footy. I guess that's one of those hard calls the club's going to have to make. It'd be a bit rough for a bloke to be on the long-term injury list to get delisted from a footy club, but football's a business, as we keep saying, and clubs have to make hard decisions. So I'm going to leave that in the capable hands of our list managers and not comment any further on that. Lincoln McCarthy's another guy who's on the long-term injury list, but he will be back available, I would say, probably a third of the way, maybe a little bit after next season. He's not a free agent. I see no reason why we don't give him an extension. I don't see anybody else finding a reason either. Been fantastic for our club, played a lot of football, considering he had so many troubles of injuries at Geelong and barely played any games there over a long period. Still got a lot to offer, and he's a great footballer, great guy. Clearly loved by the rest of the playing group as well. You can see that. Yep, I think we just chuck another couple more years on for him and away we go. So the last man up is Ryan Lester. We all love Froggy, don't we? Hey? Tell me if you don't, and I'll block you. I'm only joking. No, look, he had some up and down periods in the middle of his career. Early on in his career, he played in a pretty ordinary team and may have had some, not so great coaches. Chris Fagan's obviously been able to bring the best out of him. He's matured and brought the best out of himself as well. He's probably going to get to 200 games comfortably at some points in the next year or two. He's playing career best footy. Every year he gets better and better over the last 2 to 3 years. Cemented his place in the team. He's almost undroppable. I reckon it's going to be interesting to see where he comes in the best and fairest. I think he's in our top 5 to 6 players every week. I truly believe that. Yeah, he gets some goals kicked on him every now and then. Some games you might give up a couple, but it's all the other stuff he does. It's the amount of goals he saves every week. He's a great one-on-one defender as well. And look, one-on-one defenders are a dying breed and really hard to find, especially in that mid-size. I mean, 30 years ago, he would have been a ruckman at 191 centimetres, but that's his lot. He's playing on the big dogs every week. Quite often, he'll take the best key defender from the opposition to free up Harris Andrews or Jack Payne or both or whatever. We don't need to talk about his leadership qualities and everything else he brings to the group. We know it. He's a brilliant guy to have around the place. I see him having a big future in coaching when his playing days are over. I don't think his playing days are going to be over just yet, though. I reckon we chuck him a couple, maybe even 3 more years. He's been on 1-year contracts a fair bit throughout his career. I reckon we give him a bonus and see him out over the next 2 to 3 years, maybe more. I don't hear anyone disagreeing with me. There's just crickets. So, Froggy's the man, and we keep him. All right, well, that's it for me for now. If you watched my last live video that I did, probably about a fortnight ago, there was a bit of a spill in there about the club having a Historical Society event in Brisbane on the 11th of July. That's coming up in the next week or so. Excuse me. Check the club socials, check the app or the website, or listen back to it's called Ash Goes Live, Minisode number 2. Pretty sure that's the name of it. And I'll give you all the details in there. Should be a really good night if you do go. And if anyone does go and they get some photos or they get some signatures, or even if they just go and enjoy themselves, let me know how it went. I'd really love to know. I haven't been to one in Brisbane. I've been to quite a few in Melbourne, and they're always fantastic nights. I will be at the game against the Crows at the Gabba on Sunday night. Looking forward to it. I haven't been to Brisbane since about 2004. I haven't been to Queensland since then. So really, really, really looking forward to it. Can't wait. Yeah, if you know what I look like and you see me, give me a thumbs up or a wave or say g'day. How you going? Yeah, that's it. All right, I'm done. I'm out of here. Let's get some closing credits happening now. And go Lions.
This episode was produced by Steel Hat Productions. Please follow us and enable notifications to get our latest episodes anywhere podcasts are available. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review.